been feeling limitless. Ayy, they try to tell me what my limit is. Ayy, I tell them whatever I think it is. Ayy, and I've been aiming for the heavens, yeah. Babe, I'm moving up into the metaverse. Yeah, I'm living digital. In real life is cursed, I'm metaphysical. Hearing all my words, think not subliminal. Pay attention, maybe you'll learn something, you'll learn something. Working hard just to earn something. One thing always clear, I gotta burn something. All this shit we learn, we ought to know something. When these bridges burn, they bout to toss judgment. We don't admire all of these liars. If the Messiah could multiply, then we would all die. We snap back to life for life in our eyes and eyes on horizon. You got the signal like it's Verizon. Popping these pills like we know the science. I've been waking up, I'm feeling a little delirious. Everything that I'm spitting is ill. I'm spreading sickness. You could wear a mask and still get deathly sick from this. I've been looking back to the past to see the future is. I've been always working so hard, don't know my limit is. Listen to a lot of the words, but not opinions. They could try to get me down, but it don't work. I'm so high, all I tend to do is network. I don't really care if I threaten your network. You blow me the kiss of death, I'm gonna return to sender. I don't care about your feelings, put them in the blender. If I ever had a heart, I rendered it in blender. I don't care about your feelings, put them in the blender. If I ever had a heart, I rendered it in blender. I've been feeling limitless. Ayy, they try to tell me what my limit is. Ayy, I tell them whatever I think it is. Ayy, and I've been aiming for the heavens, yeah. Babe, I'm moving up into the metaverse. Yeah, I'm living digital. In real life is cursed, I'm metaphysical. Hearing all my words, they not subliminal. Pay attention, maybe you learn something, you learn something. Limitless. Ayy, they try to tell me what my limit is. Ayy, I tell them whatever I think it is. Ayy, and I've been aiming for the heavens, yeah. Babe, I'm moving up into the metaverse. Yeah, I'm living digital. In real life is cursed, I'm metaphysical. Hearing all my words, they not subliminal. Pay attention, maybe you learn something, you learn something. Yeah. Skibbity bada da dum bum bum ba dum bum. Dum bum bum bum. Skibbity bada da dum bum bum ba dum bum. I've been feeling limitless. Ayy, they try to tell me what my limit is. Ayy, I tell them whatever I think it is. Ayy, and I've been aiming for the heavens, yeah. Babe, I'm moving up into the metaverse. Yeah, I'm living digital. In real life is cursed, I'm metaphysical. Hearing all my words, they not subliminal. Pay attention, maybe you'll learn something, you'll learn something. Working hard just to earn something. One thing always clear, I gotta burn something. All this shit we learn, we ought to know something. When these bridges burn, they bout to toss judgment. We don't admire all of these liars. If the Messiah could multiply, then we would all die. We snap back to life for life in our eyes and eyes on horizon. You got the signal like it's Verizon. Popping these pills like we know the science. I've been waking up, I'm feeling a little delirious. Everything that I'm spitting is ill. I'm spreading sickness. You could wear a mask and still get deathly sick from this. I've been looking back to the past to see the future is. I've been always working so hard, don't know my limit is. Listen to a lot of the words, but not opinions. They could try to get me down, but it don't work. I'm so high, all I tend to do is network. I don't really care if I threaten your network. You blow me the kiss of death, I'm gonna return to sender. I don't care about your feelings, put them in the blender. If I ever had a heart, I rendered it in blender. I don't care about your feelings, put them in the blender. If I ever had a heart, I rendered it in blender. I've been feeling limitless. Ayy, they try to tell me what my limit is. Ayy, I tell them whatever I think it is. Ayy, and I've been aiming for the heavens, yeah. Babe, I'm moving up into the metaverse. Yeah, I'm living digital. In real life is cursed, I'm metaphysical. Hearing all my words, they not subliminal. Pay attention, maybe you learn something, you learn something. Limitless. Ayy, they try to tell me what my limit is. Ayy, Give me All right, let's go. Skip it up. Skip it up. Skip it up. Hello. Welcome back. I guess this is the first time. My name is Kenny Frank. I help creators understand radical technology. And today has been a long time coming. I have been taking a small hiatus from making content, strategizing my reemergence. Before I was making content not as Kenny Frank, but as Incline, which was our previous brand. And now it's just me. I'm going off to do my own thing. And I've been taking a lot of time to strategize my reemergence and my rebrand. A lot of that has been considering how to avoid burnout. One big way that I've been resting and avoiding burnout is turning off my notifications, which has been much needed. There's definitely some pros and some cons, but if you're working in content creation and you're making content on multiple platforms, I highly suggest taking a break from notifications or turning them off indefinitely, because you can definitely get to that point where you feel overly notified, and that can contribute to burnout, which is exactly what happened to me. So now I want to talk about moving forward in this new brand. I really want to talk about the content that mostly piques my interest, and being more honest and frank about my opinions. I think that's a good way to avoid burnout, is just talking about the things that I'm actually interested in talking about, and not just the news and the topic and the trends of the space. Right now, I'm in the process of starting my own thing, and that's a different level of vulnerability. I can no longer hide behind a brand name. Kenny Frank is my name. And moving forward, I'll be working smarter and hard. Moving forward, I'll be working smarter, not harder, by focusing on the work that I'm passionate about. And speaking of the work that I'm passionate about, the first thing that I wanted to talk about today is actually space looters, local space looters. I'm going to go ahead and play the main video. So, Space Looters is a project that I helped launch with Lil Cool. And I will continue to provide value to this project throughout my career in Web3. Okay, I'm going to start this again. So, Local Space Looters is a project that I helped launch, and I'm committed to continuing providing value to this project until the end of my existence in Web3. Lil Cool, or Joshua Moppin, is a legend in the fine art and the street art scene in New York. And the Space Looters are still currently minting. Space Looters are his contribution
I'm going to restart that. I'm going to restart that whole spiel. Okay. So, Space Looters is a project that I helped launch and will continue to provide value to throughout my career in Web3. Lil Cool, or Joshua Moppin, is a legend in the New York fine art and street art scene. And Space Looters are his contribution to the generative art market. Right now, both collections and the Space Looters ecosystem exist as solely art. It's time to start using the technology at our disposal to exemplify how they can be more. So I've decided to implement some of this stuff publicly on stream to help educate others. I've decided to implement some of this stuff publicly on stream to help educate others on how they could be leveraging this technology as well. I have decided to publicly add utility to Space Looters on stream to help educate other creators on how they can be leveraging this tech as well. First, we're going to start by building a Shopify Web3 storefront. Josh, or Lil Cool, has a fashion brand that is a part of his business. Wow. So the first thing that we're going to do is basically get all of these products token gated behind a sort of discount. So basically, if you own a Space Looter NFT, you will get access to special deals in this store. And look at this stuff. It's incredible. His work is amazing. And it shows. Okay. So that's the first, most basic, easiest thing that we can do, or most simple thing that we can do that makes the most sense, that adds utility to these NFTs. And watch, you can go straight to Space Looters. Whoa. I haven't seen this yet. So obviously, there's a lot more to come. Okay, so in terms of Metaverse, that is the big step for me, and again, doing the work that I'm most passionate about. I'm most passionate about using these assets and the interoperability of blockchain technology. So a big thing for me is going to be getting Lil Cool a huge presence in the Metaverse. Right now, we do have a partnership with Space Metaverse. My role is going to be getting us into World Wide Web, which is my favorite pixel metaverse, which I've made content about on this channel, and also crypto voxels, and sort of immersing that Shopify Web3 storefront into crypto voxels. Also, I want to do an airdrop for all of the holders of Space Looters so far. We sold about 90 of them, over 90, and we have 70 something holders. So I am extremely excited to get them some goodies as I can. So that's it. World Wide Web, crypto voxels, more galleries, on cyber galleries displaying Josh's work in Web3 over the past couple years, and a new website. So what you're looking at right now is Space Looters. This is simply the minting website. It's you can watch the trailer, you can go to our social profiles, and you can mint Space Looters. Now it's the time to start adding all of this utility that I'm talking about to the website. So I want to have a section that displays the story and what's going on in the Space Looters. And there's some story on OpenSea, there's some story on Discord, there's some story on YouTube. But give somewhere a central location for all the Space Looters lore to live. Also, on the Space Looters site, I want you to be able to learn more about Josh or Lil Cool. I want you to be able to go to that Shopify shop, and we're going to add burn incentives because both collections and the Space Looters ecosystem are deflationary. And on this website, that's something that we need to add. Reasons to burn your Space Looters that Josh has been working on and that we've been kind of conceiving since the beginning. And then we actually haven't released a roadmap because we dropped this project during the middle of a bear market. And we knew we couldn't commit to anything. I'm a super busy person. I have so much going on outside of this. And Josh has so much going on outside of this. So we're both just contributing when we can, how we can. However, in this new website, I do want a financial-based roadmap that sort of outlines some major goals that are in line with how much we would be making off of the project. How much we would be able to reinvest into the project. So that new website design, I will probably go on live and design it to the best of my ability. And yeah, that's Space Looters. So other than that, I have a lot of unsaid perspectives and opinions on the market in general and the technology that's been arising, artificial intelligence, some of the new business models and strategies I'm seeing creators use, and also this new audience that we're getting with the rise of Web3 gaming. And that's one thing about this bear market that has been consistently, I think, kind of surprising, is that Web3 gaming is really showing its value right now. And let's just watch this video on Dookie Dash, which is Yuga's first skill-based mint. Basically, if you held a Bored Ape or Yuga asset, you would have had been able to claim a sewer pass, and that sewer pass would enable you to play the game. And this is the technology of Web3, so you have to hold the NFT to get access. In this case, the NFT was the sewer pass, and the access was the game. The person who was able to perform the best in the game was able to win the rarest NFT. That NFT sold for, I think, 1.6 million. Here, and this is the best thing about blockchain. we can actually go like see this. Okay, what was it? I don't know the. All right, we'll look at their recap. I'm trying to recap, and they made a whole video to recap, and I'm obviously not prepared. So let's watch this.
For nearly 3 weeks, over 25,000 players dove into the sewers, dashing over 7.5 million times. The competition has been fierce, and none more so than the race for first place and the key. But before we get to announcing the top reviewed scores and the winner of the key, let's take a look back on the top 5 categories for community contributions to Dookie Dash. Coming in at number 5, so many memes, it's monkey madness. We've seen some absolutely hilarious, absurd, and original jokes over these past few weeks on Twitter and our Discord. Too many great creations to feature here, so just go check them out yourself next time you're on social media. Number 4, sweet setups. If there's an interesting way to play Dookie Dash, the community has figured it out. Here are just a few of the many different ways you got dashing. At the gym, the beach, and even on a refrigerator. Number 3, data. Helping everyone keep track of the many statistics around the game has been a huge part of the story of Dookie Dash. A big kudos to everyone who has contributed to accurately documenting the data on the game and keeping the conversation exciting. Number 2, tips and tricks. While we made our own assortment of guides on how to play the game, the community has gone above and beyond to continually share their strats and advice so everyone can try to get the highest score possible. And number 1, fuck it, let's do it live. So many of you took to Twitch and live streaming platforms to play, and there were even organized live events for Dashers to gather and play locally. Seeing the community come together to celebrate the game has been nothing short of inspiring. Now before we hop to the leaderboard, a quick PSA from today's sponsors. Do you wake up often feeling in a rut? Have you or a loved one been displaced one too many times in your day-to-day? You might be suffering from bronchiolitis, a common affliction that has negatively impacted the lives of thousands of Dookie Dashers. But don't worry, you're not alone. Really, that's all we wanted to say. You're not alone. We've all been bonked. A big thank you to Sleep for sponsoring today's video. Without it, we'd be dead. Sleep, it's for everyone. Alright Dashers, now that the leaderboard has been locked and the scores reviewed, we're ready to announce the top score for Dookie Dash and who will be taking home the key. While no one was able to break 1,000,000 points, several players got incredibly close. So give it up for your top 3 scores in Dookie Dash. 3rd place with 875,000 points. 2nd place with 876,000 points. And in the number 1 spot, congratulations to 1st place with a whopping 928,000 points. A great big Dookie salute to everyone who was able to take part in these historic past few weeks.
A Dookie salute.
And excitement for the game made it a truly special experience for everyone involved, and we can't thank you enough. Stay tuned to the road ahead because there's so much more to come. Something totally trippy is next. The summoning happens after that, and there are more exciting moments that all lead up to the highly anticipated EVO 1 reveal. Make sure to follow us on our...
Okay. That is not what I was trying to show you guys at all. What I'm trying to show you guys... Okay, so a pro gamer, and I wish they had specified this in their recap, but a pro gamer won Mongrel. He was a pro Fortnite gamer. He's 18 years old. He won this ski and was able to hold it as an NFT. He sold it recently for $1 1,000 Ethereum. 1,000 Ethereum. Which is crazy. Like, I think the price of Ethereum is 1,600 right now. So yeah, he made 1.6 million, which is more than he's made in 4 years of playing Fortnite, which is the most popular game to stream. So when you take this, it's called play to own model. It kind of makes sense for NFTs, but obviously the sentiment is very, very negative. It's very, I think, poorly explained by the people who are making it. And this, I feel like they should have explained what happened better, but maybe I was just zoning out. But you can see the sentiment. This is more horrible than I could dream of. It's in the sewers because the IP are worthless garbage. Anyone who is a part of this needs to reevaluate their life choices. I mean, say that to the 18-year-old who just won $1.6 million. But that's just, it goes back to what I was talking about and my rebrand and my reemergence in making this sort of content. I'm not making this content for my health. I really love the space. I want to be here and I want to share what I know with other people and I want to do that publicly. But this, I mean, when we talked about avoiding burnout, it's very, very difficult to be in the NFT space right now because the reaction from people on the internet or people who don't really understand it is an increasingly negative one. And they're being led by, you know, these influencers who give them that impression. And also these projects that have just, I guess, like not reached the bar. So I could definitely see like the sentiment, but it's kind of like basically we have a long way to go. And a big reason as to why I am making content is that I want to be the change that I wish to see. A lot of people, I mean, this is the biggest NFT brand, and they have 6,000 views on their video, 7,000. And so where we're at with this culturally, even though everybody knows of the Bored Apes and whatnot, I think that this channel should have much more subscribers and much more views per video. But where we're at culturally is we're just starting to begin and build all of this. And there's not a lot of people talking about their positive experiences. There's people kind of outside of the space judging without really getting involved from my experience. And I think positioning these assets as investments is really what gets a lot of people in trouble. Yes, you can buy and sell them. No, they are not investments. I really believe that wholeheartedly. I think you should just do due diligence and think about if you're going to buy an NFT, think about why, right? And for me, when I was buying my first NFTs, a lot of my why was to support an artist that I felt was undervalued. In a lot of these generative projects that are focused on community, focused on performance, they are buying based off of the value of the publicity, right? That's a lot. That's the problem with NFTs, and I am subject to that too. I am subject to knowing when something is going to get more publicity and more attention than others, and I have profited off of that before. And so it's not something to judge, but it's something that if you're going to buy anything, just be careful and really think about the value of what it costs, you know, and if you're buying something for publicity, how long is that publicity going to last? If you're buying something for the provenance of the art, how long is that artist going to last? Is that artist at the peak of his career? Is that artist have room to grow? Does that artist have room to grow? This is the kind of stuff that you have to consider. And also realize that NFTs are not just art. People do not buy the Bored Apes because they like the art. They do not. And in fact, I can show you how crappy the Bored Ape Yacht Club art is. There's a certain trait that just makes me cringe of this one. So the eyes coming out of the skull. If you have a hat layer, the hat layer goes above the eyes, and that just looks horrible. Look how bad that looks. And it's not just with this one. It's with, if you go to Crazy Eyes, look, it's behind this guy's hair, it's behind this hat, it's behind that hat. So this easily the worst trait in the Bored Ape Yacht Club. However, people are not buying it for the provenance of the art. People are buying it for the provenance of the performance, which is really how they changed the market and how they will be remembered for changing the market, and what they're doing now to still change the market, and also what they're doing with the money that's coming to them. So that's really what people are investing in when they buy the ape. Me personally, I'm more of an art collector. So if I could afford one, I'm not even in that conversation, which is, again, when people are criticizing this ecosystem. These apes cost $116,000. Most people who are criticizing are not even in the conversation of purchase. You will not be able to afford one of these. I cannot afford one of these. It's very hard to afford one of these. And so, like, whenever I see these massive opinions on Dookie Dash, or like a famous YouTuber recently made a video about the Bored Ape Yacht Club, he's in the conversation. He can buy one. And so he has that opinion. It holds some weight. All the people commenting, it really doesn't hold as much weight because they can't even afford one. And so why do they care? So that's where I'm at. I'm not a huge fan of the apes. Again, I collect art. I would not, if I could afford one, I would not buy an ape. If I was to invest in Yuga Labs, I would probably buy a CryptoPunk. because I think they're awesome. But even this, people don't buy it because of the art. People buy it because of the novelty, um, the provenance, and how basically they changed they changed the market. Like CryptoPunks are known as the first acceptable profile picture not fungible token, and that's why the value is what it is, and that's why they go for more than $100,000 because they made history. So, but I can't afford that either. So, might as well not even talk about them. All right, like let's not hate, let's not love. I can't even afford these motherfuckers. Like straight up. Okay. So, what else do I need to talk about? Okay, so last thing I wanted to say is that I'm going to be sharing more aspects of my work as a developer and designer as I build my portfolio. Those are some skills that I have not shared at all. And I'm excited and nervous at the same time to go on that journey and start being more public about my ability to develop. So the first thing you'll be seeing is the rebranding of the website that was incline.com before I build off and do my own thing. Right now, this is incline.com, and I am going to rebrand it. Everything's the same. Everything is the same. The approach, the design, and moving forward is going to be different. And so maybe I'll get on live and redesign live for you guys. But yeah, I'm excited to share more aspects of that. And I'm excited to launch this website because I was supposed to launch this website when I was inclined, but now I'm FRNK. And so I have some work to do that I've been procrastinating on. And this is the work that I've really been procrastinating on. So I'm glad I hopped on stream today. And I'm excited to move forward. Like what I just saw on Josh's website was amazing. And I'm excited for Space Looters. I knew I had stuff in my head on ways to move forward, but obviously he does as well. So yeah, cool. All right. Well,